Hi there, I'm Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program. For those of you who have been following along, it's been a while since I did one of these, and I thought I should bring you up to date on to why that is. Basically, what happened was, okay, mission control, and let's look at my active contracts. Position satellite in equatorial orbit of Kerbal, and I've been having trouble with this for a while, but I finally did manage to do it, except there's basically, you've got three things. You've got to launch a new unmanned probe that has power and an antenna, reach the designated equatorial orbit around Kerbal with marginal deviation, and maintain stability for 10 seconds. Now, I did those last two, but that first one didn't count. It said I hadn't launched a new unmanned probe, and I didn't understand why this was. And eventually it came out, and I had to look this up. Eventually it came out that the issue is that... don't know why I'm looking at different contracts. The issue is that you need to have a source of power generation on the satellite, which is not terribly clear. It says, unmanned probe that has power, and you think, well, I'll just chuck batteries on it. But that does not count, it turns out. So I recorded all this. I recorded me, getting the thing in the right orbit, and failing, and for some reason, that's still not working. And then at some point, when I was discussing, talking about this, I hit this button here to cancel it. Now, I didn't mean to hit that button. I meant to hit this button. Oh, well, you can't see it because the video of my face is in the way. I meant to hit the button in the top right, which is to close the mission control window. But there's this great big red button here with an X on it, and it felt, just instinctively I clicked that. And there isn't any kind of confirmation. It doesn't say, do you really want to cancel this contract? You just cancel the contract. And that immediately removed 24 grand from my bank balance and 30 reputation. And 30 reputation, I'm not happy about that. It's not good. But losing that 24 grand at the time reduced me to, I think, 3,000 Kerbal bucks, which ever so slightly meant that I could not now launch anything. And I mean, looking back, I think that's not quite so true. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Because if you look at any random, thing, I'm just picking a random mission, it gives you an advance. So it's possible that I could have done a launch by getting the advance, and thus by achieving that contract, got money and started the whole thing running again. But at the time, I immediately thought, oh god, that's it. I've now blown it. I now can't launch anything. I can't get that mission back. It's cancelled. You can't say, oh, actually, no, I want that mission. And I thought I had completely blown it, and now I can't play the game anymore. And there was a lot of swearing, which is why I decided not to keep that particular episode. There was a lot of swearing. There was like a lot of swearing. And also in trying to fix it, hitting escape and going to I loaded up a save. And of course, once you've loaded up a save, if you didn't save before you did that, you've now lost that whole thing. So I couldn't even get back to that if I wanted to. So I eventually and I haven't saved for a while. I mean, I've now started saving timestamps. Cancel. So that I can go back a day if I need to. I ended up going quite a way back before I'd even finished the TT-70 decoupling mission, which I'd previously got. So I had to do that again, had to do various other things again. So I've now got myself back to, I've got 185 Kerbal bucks. And I can't remember what missions it was actually. Let's quickly check mission control. Right, actually no, let's go to research and development. Now, yeah, because in order to do the satellite missions, I need to have solar panels or a nuclear generator or something. And you can see I now have that because that's solar panels live in electrics. But at the time, I didn't have the 90 science to do this. I can't remember what missions it was. Those archives. I don't know what order they do them in. But I think it must have been this one. Yeah, test the LV1 liquid fuel engine orbiting Kerbal. That was an interesting one. It's a tiny engine. For those of you who don't know, it's a tiny engine. Almost completely. It's basically good for putting on satellites. So they can maneuver, because it's got to be a really small thing. So that was worth 72 science, and I'd done another couple, like this one, testing the TT-70 radial decoupler, and so forth. They got me enough science, so I can now, and I got enough science, so I could go into research and development, get the electrics, so now I can make a satellite that's got photovoltaic panels. So I can now do those satellite missions. Yay. I've also had a cold. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I've not been very well for the past few days. So, I mean, basically, I completely rage quit for a couple of days. I couldn't even load up. I was just so upset. Just so aggravated with the fact that I cancelled that contract and nearly blew everything, and that you couldn't, and it just wasn't able to be fixed after that. So I went, "Rah, rah." And I've just been not well, and yeah, I've been doing. I wasn't able to do this and my Terraria Let's Plays, which I've been doing, and I kind of, for whatever reason, Terraria is the one that I insist on doing, and then I do the Kerbal. Even though no one's watching the Terraria ones, and people are watching the Kerbal ones. Hello, people watching the Kerbal ones. Yeah. So I particularly want to do the satellite one, because the satellite ones, if you can do them, do generate a fair amount of cash. And the very next thing I want to do, in terms of cash, I want to upgrade the Research and Development Center, which is about $500,000. I think it's 500k. Because apart from anything else, I mean, for two things. It lets me take soil samples, and that's actually important. Soil samples generate a lot of science. Where are these going to be? These are going to be here. There we go. So let's chuck these on. So yeah, now let's just do 2. Should be enough. Yeah, so that generates a lot of science. Which means that I can then go and get all the other bits of rocket that I want. Don't really need that. We just did the one. Yeah, so and the other thing it does, because the next level of science, I mean, at the moment, you know, I've got up to all the things that I want to do, all the things that are on my current level are 90 science to do. I need to get 90 science to do them. The next level is 160, but the science lab can't do that. It can't do that much. It can only go up to it can only go up to 100. I'm only 160. So, in order to progress, I need to upgrade my research and development. So that's why I want to do that. Okay. What's that? Right, so I can get rid of all of these. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that a stack decoupler? Oh look, no, it's an advanced inline stabilizer. Yeah, why not? Right, so minus the fact that this is, so I've taken away batteries, and I've added photovoltaic cells, which I'll in fact put on this. Something about the way they were on the probe there made me wonder, because it looked like if they unfolded, they might have hit the lip of the stabilizer. Satellite with solar panels. Save. See if any of these bits of extra fuel capacity. No, we're fine. Hit save even though I only just hit save. Check staging. Whoosh. Explode, explode. And then that final stage. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh my lord, I'm a bit woozy. I've got this vague feeling that there's something I should have said, or something I was in the middle of saying, and I forgot what it was. But never mind. We're also going to see if I can actually do an orbit. I don't know why. I'm sure I didn't used to do this, but I got to this thing where somehow all my orbits were getting wildly out of control. Like, you know, I just wasn't able to they get wildly you know, asymmetric. So my apoapsis starts off at like 70k, and then you burn to circularize your orbit. So you burn so your periapsis goes up, and you want that to get over 70k. But when I do that, suddenly my apoapsis is like 100k, which is not what I wanted. Anyway. Off we go, into the wild blue yonder. Now this is basically the same rig that I used last time. And succeeded with. So theoretically at least, this should get me in the right place. Well, it succeeded except the fact, oh, this thing needs to check. I haven't turned that on. Right, so I have launched a new unmanned probe that has power and an antenna, so woo. Going to point slightly east. Well, so I'm pleased. So no matter what else is true, I've at least worked out how to do that properly. Okay, so this is the second stage. I think one of these days I might try and look up a slightly more sophisticated orbit profile. So at the moment I kind of go up to 10k, then go to 45 degrees, and then just that's it. I have to be a bit careful. I've had problems in the past where I kind of overbalance very quickly. Right. Map view. Now you'll notice there are a few things wandering about the system, and I'll discuss them in a moment. So once the apoapsis gets above 70, we can discuss a bit more. But yeah, I mean, there could be more sophisticated orbital, flight paths where instead of like, okay, at 10,000 you just go at 45 degrees, it could be like, and at this many thousand you go at this angle, and so on and so forth. Whoop, right. So that's going to shrink. I went up to 79. That's okay. It's going to shrink because I'm still in the atmosphere, and thus is atmospheric braking. Right, now, I currently have my thing up here, my tracking, including debris and probes. So what I have here are, that's test debris from when I did the TT-70. That's the LV-1 test. Oh, I remember that one, yeah. I didn't have enough fuel to get back, so I just left it there. So that's the test from that radial decoupler. So I attached things to the radial decoupler and they went poof. And so they're floating around in space. And there's one there as well. No, that's a stage from this satellite there, which is one of the ones I saved it when I got the apoapsis in the correct orbits. And so that's the save I reloaded. But of course, there's no point continuing with that one because it can't succeed. Probably I should try and connect to it, and then maybe try and bring it home. Yeah, so there's some junk out here that I could probably do with dealing with, but no. These bits and pieces I'm going to have to like create rockets to actually come and fetch. But that is actually quite a long way off because I need to get the advanced grabbing arm thing to grab things. At least I think I do. Right, step 1, try and circularize the orbit. No, my apoapsis is not doing... I've had it before where the apoapsis just goes up and up and up and up and up and up, which I don't want. Now it is... Right, now, okay, what's my periapsis? Yeah, so my apoapsis has gone up to 110 all of a sudden, and then there's my periapsis. But anyway. Righto. So I want to go around till I get to periapsis again, and bring it out to here. Have I run out? Has that stage run out? That stage has run out. So that was very well timed. So that stage has... Now the problem is, of course, this is... when I jettison this... Oh, throttle all the way down. Oh, throttle all the way down. That might have been bad. So that's all... That's just going to float about forever. But never mind, I'll sort that. Might go fetch it later. Right now... I want to find the pals. Oh! I thought they needed to be extended. These must not be extendable ones. They're just static. Oh, okay. Well, they should be enough. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to wait till I go around to periapsis again. Because again, the general principle is adjust your apoapsis at periapsis, adjust your periapsis at apoapsis. Now I want to go prograde. Is that prograde? Well, yeah, that's prograde. That's retrograde. That's prograde. There we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off debris, so now I don't look at debris. Oh yes, liking that. And so now we're going to drift around again until we get close to apoapsis. I'm going to be very close already. Oh my God! I was for a moment I was looking at that one and not that one. Now I've got to be very careful here that I don't. Alright, so I'm pointing retro right. Right, so I'm pointing mostly right. So I'm wanting prograde. Really wish I had maneuver nodes at this point, but never mind. So I'm reasonably close. I'm probably within the 5% there. So I just want maneuver nodes. I mean, maneuver nodes are really good, but mostly at this point I want how close am I? You know, how long is it going to take? I would love to make a maneuver node. It's not so much a maneuver node, just a speed up, speed down node. So it's like, put myself at maximum time warp until the ship passes this point, because that's when I want to wake up and pay attention again. Right, okay. So make sure we're pointing in the right direction. Zoom out. Oh no! Ah! God damn it. Damn it to hell. Balls. Right, I'm just going to get... Oh, look, I'm bugging everything up there. Shit. Shit. I should stop swearing, because small children might be watching this. Right. I'm going to go from what should be, where my perhaps it should be, as opposed to where it ended up. God, I really need to pay attention. So now I'm going to go retrograde. There we go. And I'm going to hit X this time. Wait for 10 seconds. Yes! Done it! I now have monies. Look at the monies! I've got the monies. How do we get that? How do we get out of here? So what do we go if there's an obvious way of getting straight? I just want to get straight back to the center. No, I go from here and then yeah. Yes. Apologise for the naughty words. Yeah, sorry about that. But I did it! I did it! Yes! Right, are you worth money? Ooh, you're worth quite... there's another... This is an interesting one. I found there was... Right, so I'm in... This is after I'd rage quit. I was very unhappy. And so I'm looking through missions to try and build my cash reserves back up. And this one popped up. Transmit or recover science data from space around Kerbal. And I thought, well, I've already done this. I've already transmitted science from Kerbal. Does that really count? But I did the mission anyway. Oh my lord, I'm an idiot. I could be getting free money. I probably couldn't have been getting free money until now. Now I've got solar panels, I can get free money. Yeah, so I did that one, and I got the science, and then it cropped up again, and I did that one, and now it's cropped up yet again. So this would be like the third time. I'm going to decline that mission. Look at that. 466, no thanks. Oh, 27 science though. Twenty-seven science is not bad. Position satellite in the specific orbit of the moon. That's a lot of science and it's a lot of cash. That's actually probably worth doing. Although I'm going to have to look up how to do your own transfer orbits because without maneuver nodes, that's the thing I need to look at. Some cash, some science. Explore the moon. That's probably going to have to wait. No, we want you to test the Rockomax 24/7 on an escape trajectory out of Kerbal. A lot of science. Guess you just, I mean, that would be the same as what I just did. Only, instead of cleverly, I'm not going to control the Rockomax 24/7. I guess you might go have a look. And this is also a decoupler on an escape trajectory out of Kerbal. Oh, that's a ton of science. It's actually so much that in theory I could do the both of them. So if I had the Rockomax, whatever the Rockomax is, and then a stack decoupler, and I send them off, and I get it all out on a escape trajectory. But I don't actually have the ability to store that much science until I upgrade this beast. It doesn't stop telling me here. Well, it's saying here actually. If I go. Cannot research technologies over 100 science. Well, actually, I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know if I can store that much science. I don't know. Let's go have a look. Let's right click it this time. Research science limit 100. So I mean, yeah, I could do both of those maybe on one shot, but would I be able to keep the science? Because if I'm limited, it's one thing. I don't know whether it's saying I can only spend 100 science on a particular thing. Oh no! What I could do is get science, go immediately to space control, spend the science, and then do the next thing. That appeals to me. I've already forgotten what it's asking me to use. Right, there is one I need to do. I think Rockomax sounds a bit engine-y. I won't have it because I haven't picked it. Because I haven't picked that mission, I won't have access to that. So those two things. Right, I'll do that cheap one though. There was that cheap one. Right, the one that's landed. Right, these are both landed, so I'll accept both of those. So that'll take like 2 seconds. So we'll have a new thing. Oh, check the messages. Yeah, that was worth 72 science. That was quite good. Also, a not bad amount of cash, actually. But these two I'm going to do just because they're going to be so cheap. Ooh, it does mean I need to bring that up. Hydraulic detachment manifold. I don't know what that is. So we'll just chuck a... Oh, no. Chuck that back. Just grab a stay put nick. Which I already have, so there you go. I don't know what I'm doing. Hydraulic detachment manifold. That sounds structural to me. Okay. What's the other thing? Rocamax Poodle liquid engine. Grab a fuel tank. Go look at engines. Oh, is that the Poodle? Where's the Poodle? Bloody hell! Max thrust. It's only slightly more thrust than my biggest engine, but it's got a huge mouth on it. Yeah, I don't really have anything that would fit that thing. That is just madness. Can I even fit that? I'm not going to save that monstrosity. I'm not sure. I should have checked. It might not even stand up because it's unbalanced. It's not falling over. That's all right. Right. So that they count as Kerbal and landed. Kerbal and landed. Throttle all the way down. Check. I don't need to. Run test. Okay. So there you go. And change staging. There you go. I'll recover the vessel. So I lost a little bit of that, whatever the decoupler threw away. So there you go, got that. Sweet. So that got me 27 science. And another 27 science. So that was a nice cheap lot of science that I got there. A little bit of cash, that's not really important. So now I have 96 science, which I can spend on things. There's the Poodle. I presume that's the fuel tank that goes with it. So I can now make big rockets. Well, sorry. I would be able to make big rockets if I took this one, which I haven't yet. Fuel systems, fuel ducts. Okay. So so that means I can put fuel tanks in all sorts of weird places and connect them with fuel. What have we got? Compact fuel tank. What is this? This is advanced construction. So structural fuselage. Carries no fuel. There's merely a structural element. As such, it's lighter and more solid. Hydraulic detachment manifold, which we just looked at. Rocamax brand decoupler, because Rocamax are the big engine, so I need a bigger decoupler to make that. Rocamax brand adapter, so that means I'd be able to use those, because you saw with my thing, the Poodle was this ridiculous engine with this tiny fuel thing on top of it, and that looked completely stupid, and so that's presumably the adapter between the two. Aerodynamics, so this is making actual space planes. Need to really look up how to make space planes. Space exploration. Mobile processing lab. I think the main thing is that it enables me to do more than one. I could use the science lab for more than one thing. Also a ladder, so if I get to the moon I can have a big long spaceship and then have the astronauts climb down. Landing, micro landing strut and small gear bay. I'm going to have a think about what I want to do next. Some of which is going to come down to, I want to upgrade this thing. I want to grow the tracking station. I want to upgrade the mission control. I want to do that one because that'll enable me to get more science more quickly, because I can do soil samples, which is quite a lot of science. And I want to upgrade those two because that will give me maneuver loads at long last. So in a way, I might see if there are any other low-hanging fruits. I mean, there's that, which will give me some science and quite a bit of money. That's quite cheap. What I might do, if there are more of these missions, it might be worth getting a something that will go up in space, and I can just make more science on a regular basis. But I think I'd need that mobile lab thing to reprocess. So that's a thought. Not worth very much money, not worth very much anything. Worth a bit of reputation. Cannot imagine that's no point to it. Bit of money, bit of science. Bit of money, yeah, 27 science. More visual surveys of Kerbal, hate loath spies, but if I go into aerodynamics, I might be able to make space planes, which will make that much easier. There you go. Satellite across the moon, I'd have to look up orbital transfers, but they're not impossible. Rescue, I want to do that one. I mean, it's worth a fair amount of cash. But mostly I want to do it to prove to myself I can. Suborbital trajectory, worth some money, worth some science. Explore the moon's going to be a big project. I'm going to need to make a lot of things for that. So I kind of want to do, these two would be quite good if I can be reasonably certain that I can if I can either keep the science over, if I can accumulate science over 100, that's fine. So I'm going to have to look up. So there you go, I've got some decisions to make, but that will be next time on the Kerbal Space Program. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'm going to do more of these. I'm going to try not to leave such a gap next time. So hit like and subscribe. Visit us at nearlyenoughdice.com for our role-playing game themed podcast and blog with weekly episodes. And until next time, reach for the stars.